morning, Nigeria, we hail thee. That's the slogan for today. Because as it is, the spirit is high in every corner in Nigeria. Because a lot of people are taking sides, a lot of people are saying okay, some people are saying really, is this what we need at this time? Good morning and welcome to CACTV Breakfast show, because it is a pleasant day. Of course, we are alive, we are healthy, and we have life. We're not just alive. We have every reason to thank God. So people are alive, they are in the hospital, some are alive, they are not in a pleasant condition. But whatever it is, even those that are in the hospital should thank God for at least they are alive. Whoever has the breath, you have your soul still breathing, that means there is hope for you. So if you are on a sick bed right now, don't lose hope. Don't give up on yourself. Fight for your soul. Fight for your spirit. You can do it. Just request of God. Request of the universe. Like my president once said, that he invoked the Emiloko spirit. You can invoke the spirit of well-being into your own body and you'll be well again. And for those that are going through one thing or the other, of course everybody in Nigeria, we're actually going through one thing or the other, so all of us need that courage that we can get. Motivate yourself. If there's no one motivating you, to stand up and do the right thing. Of course, I welcome you to another episode of the CA Breakfast show on channel 614 Mopless Cable TV. I am not alone in the house today, as I have the gentleman Peace Ufoma Magege.
Well, I would say I hail the brotherhood. You know, that's one line that Nigerians are really taking very seriously, from the old that is now the new national anthem. And I really like the fact that you started by talking about, you know, the breath. As long as you have breath in your body, you are good to go. Just be hopeful of a brighter future. Well, in alignment with this present administration's slogan, the renewed hope agenda, we do pray that your hope is renewed.
Amen.
But also, let the poor breathe.
Of course.
Very important. If we're talking about breath, talking about breathing, we have to speak to those at the helm of affairs. The poor needs to breathe. We are glad that as of yesterday, the dollar exchange to the naira, we experienced a little appreciation. You know, the dollar traded at 1,300 naira. We do hope it will still come down. The National Assembly pegged the exchange rate at 850 naira, and we are still trying to see if, honestly, you know, 1 year of the president's administration, the second year I've started counting. Of course, we want to see what we play in the last 1 year of this president's administration came and went by very fast. We saw a lot of, and in that short period of time, a lot of things have, you know, seen, a lot of things have gone up, a lot of things have come down, a lot of things have, you know, changed. Nigerians are starting to experience life in a whole new different dimension. You know, we do hope that the federal government, like they have always been saying, that they do have, you know, brighter things, brighter days, and aces up their sleeve that they are going to dish out to the Nigerian people. Anyways, my name is Peace Magege. Welcome once again to the CA Channel's Breakfast show with my lovely co-host Toke Bravo. Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. For those that are watching on the internet, on our Facebook and YouTube handles, we say thank you for always standing by. Those that share this program on a daily, thank you. And for those that have the Mopless Cable TV, thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for reaching out. For advert placements, you know how you can always get in touch with us. Just drop us a message on our handles, and of course the number you are going to see on your screen, you can leave us a message. We'll be glad to hear from you. Yes, and we'll go on a quick break. When we come back, we're going straight to see the lucky stories that have made it to the front pages of the newspaper. Yes, on the Nation newspaper this morning, Nigeria with LD returns as national anthem. See lyrics inside. Okay, if you get your the Nation newspaper this morning, you're going to get the lyrics of the Nigeria with LD national anthem, which has actually become a new national anthem. Free ride on Abuja Metro line for 6 months. Tinubu opens project. Okay, concerning this, the Minister of FCT actually was saying that there will be 2 months free ride on the Abuja trail. But Mr. President said he should extend it since he's not going to collect any land from him in Abuja. On a lighter mode, I think that is good in the spirit of celebrating 1 year of his administration. So Abuja people got 6 months already of free ride. What about us in Lagos? I know that's it.
Sanwo-Olu is coming to do something.
He should
you can see it on the front
Sanwo-Olu deploys 15 high capacity passengers free on waterways. Government labor OPS resume new minimum wage negotiation. They should just, you see what I've been telling you.
It has always been a back and forth, and if you see what, for me, if you see what the federal government is actually doing with the NLC and the TUC and the organized private sector, for me, why they know that the money that they are offering is not how would I put it? I don't want to use the word reasonable, but it's not something that a family can survive on.
But I usually say,
look at the movement, look at the trajectory. 48, 54,
60,
57, now 60.
Yeah.
What do you expect? What, they shouldn't be doing all this.
They have been doing this. Let's labor, organized labor, let them come up with something that is feasible. Then at least everybody will come out and say these people have tried for 400. Yeah. Did you know that the private sector already told them that this money you are actually proposing cannot be paid? So why are they not thinking along? Okay, let's say the federal government is not doing well, like you have said. Of course, and nobody believes in federal government in Nigeria. But the organized labor should be considerate. They are not the only ones that are going to get this money. People from the private sector also will bear a burden from this. So why are they not considering those people? If you are thinking about your own workers, what about those that are working with private sectors? Would you say because you want workers to feed well, manufacturers, company owners should just go down because they have to pay salaries?
Well, on the part of the Nigerian Labour Congress and the TUC, they are stand, like for this 60,000 naira now, I recall that Festus Osifo, the president of the Trade Union Congress, came out to say, look, okay, you have provided 60,000 naira. We've been seeing the trajectory of how you have been increasing by 3,000. Let us know how you got a breakdown of 60,000. Because from 48 to 54 to 57 to 60. If you're going to be moving that way, let us see a breakdown. The TUC and the Labour Congress have come out to say, look, the reason why we pegged this at this amount, this is our reason.
Our reasons.
We have done our calculations and we have seen that with the current cost of living in Nigeria, for a family of 5, this is the reason. This is an amount that you can pay a family that they can survive in. They did not say it has to be that amount, because if it has to be that amount, they would have stuck to it, right? But they've been moving down. They've been coming down. Now they pegged the minimum wage at 494.
97.
It was 97. Now they've dropped to 94. The same way, yes, they also dropped down to 94. 497, 494. The reason, no, for me, why I'm saying this is the federal government has not come out to tell us the reason why we are giving you 60,000 is because we have made a calculation and we have seen that this is what can suffice for a level 1 civil servant. This is what can suffice. But if you're always, today you bring this, tomorrow you bring this, next tomorrow you bring this, why can't the federal government just come out and say, okay, you know what, to be fair on everybody, to be reasonable, let's just put this as 150. Why are they going back and forth? They should just come out and say, okay, this is it. We feel from our own calculation, this is what is reasonable for a level 1, and this is what we can afford.
Yes.
This is it, and we are sticking by it. Let us know, because even the federal government themselves, they know that the 48, if they know that it is not livable, you can't survive on it. That's why they are increasing and increasing. So why the rigmarole, why the back and forth? So the federal government now has called the NLS and the TUC to say, okay, let's meet by Friday for another stage of talks. We'll see what will come out by tomorrow.
The NBA judges conduct in Kano a disgrace. That's coming from the Nigerian Bar Association. You find that story on the page 2 of the Nation newspaper, and more felicitation with the president on the front page of the Nation newspaper. Moving on to the Daily Independent, Chris Magege.
Alright, let's have a look at the Daily Independent newspaper. Bonin, Independent Man of the Year 2023, dedicates award to Yobe people. Tinubu asks Nigerians to work together to build the nation. Right, as here says, no amount of aid from abroad can help Nigeria. Recently, Mr. President, while he was speaking to the National Assembly yesterday to commemorate his 1 year in office, he said Nigeria does not need foreign aid. Whatever we want to do, we can do as a people. And I think we should really hold Mr. President to his word, because we've seen recent borrowings from the IMF, from the World Bank. We've seen the federal government coming out to restart fresh cash transfers to 75 million Nigerians, of which we don't know how they are going to distribute that. This is not the first time they are distributing money that is some part of the country keeps on saying nothing got to them.
Of course.
You understand? But if we are going to say no amount of aid from abroad, we don't need to look abroad, for our own things to build a nation.
I think that is about the security issues. That's about security, that we don't need foreign aid to help us on our security issues, as it's very delicate.
It was beyond just security. It was also looking at the economy. Yes, security was the primary objective. We saw at the House of Reps, some of the Reps members were saying Nigeria should look out to mercenaries, should hire mercenaries to come and help with the insecurity we have in the nation. But a part of the National Assembly and the House of Reps also were like, no, we are capable. The Nigerian defense is capable of taking care of the security in the nation. Mr. President also assents to bill reintroducing old national anthem. OK's 7 months free ride on Abuja Light Rail. National Assembly says it's delighted with President's performance. On page 7 of the Daily Independent newspaper, coming from the Rivers State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, he said, we inherited over 200 billion naira debt on projects alone. On projects alone from the past administration. Over 200 billion naira debt on projects alone. This is coming from an administration that Mr. President now tags Mr. Project. I'm talking about the Federal Capital Territory Minister Nyesom Wike. When Mr. President was...
this project is talking about, the executed project, the loan incurred because of the debt incurred.
Yes, from past administration. Fubara said he was going to be probing the past 8 years of the administration in Rivers State, and this is one that has come out. Kano Emirship tussle. Courts, lawyers have brought shame to judiciary. That's coming from the Nigerian Bar Association. We will look at that later on the program, talking about the judiciary. Court orders forfeiture of $1.4 million linked to former CBN governor. A lot coming out from Mr. Emefiele. We saw the properties, landed properties in Lagos, in Abuja, abroad, in London, that has been seized. It's just a lot. Mr. Emefiele really did Let's just move on.
But I know no matter how much he forfeits some of his property, he cannot be poor.
No,
I am sure.
I mean, $1.4 million, that's just one. I'm very sure. CJN summons judges over conflicting orders on Kanu immersion tussle. Federal government withdraws terrorism charge against Miyetti Allah's leader, Bodejo. Coming from the All Progressives Congress, Tinubu repositioning Nigeria for future greatness. Sanwo-Olu launches 15 high-capacity, locally fabricated boats. Do grab a copy of the Daily Independent newspaper to get details of all the stories and lots more.
And on Punch, we have Emirate tussle. CJN summons judges over conflicting orders on Kanu. My director, can you please bold that for me to see, please? On Kanu bus protest, past protest, 57,000 to 402,000 beneficiaries get 20 billion naira. Federal government plus supplementary budget once against foreign aid. And on the front page of the Punch newspaper, there is more felicitation coming from people to the federal government and the president. Moving on to the next paper, we have the Daily Trust.
Let's have a look at the Daily Trust newspaper. Kanu Emirate crisis. Chief Justice of Nigeria summons chief judges. NBA probes lawyers. Governor bans protests. Police deployed in flashpoints. NSCIA cautions ulama against unguarded comments. Okay, and 12 new ministries, agencies created by Governor Bonin light up Yobe's service delivery spaces. We can see the Governor Bonin doing a whole lot of amazing things in Yobe State. A lot of things on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper coming out from Yobe State. Let's look at Vanguard newspaper.
On the Vanguard newspaper, new export policy on the way as NPA orders new requirements for exporters. Biafra Day, Mba police move against sit at home. I think this sit at home thing, it's affecting their people more than any other person in the country. When you order people to sit at home, we see how people are actually starving. They can't go to their place of business, they can't do anything. Why make them suffer all in the name of...
You see, this issue is this, you know, if you look at all the regions around Nigeria, you can see that one way or the other there is a security issue that affects the people. Take the North, for example. Who are being killed in the North? It is the Northerners, by the Northerners. You understand? Take the South. We saw what happened in Okwama communities. It was they themselves killing they themselves, destroying things that they themselves have. If you come down to the West, you see cultism and other agitations. It is we doing deeds to we. I will just put it like that. And if you go to the East, it is the same thing. The thing is, for this seat at home, you can't actually see the indigenous people of Biafra saying that they want to leave the East and come and cause problem in the North or in the West or in the South. You understand? I think all this issue, if you even look at what's happening with the president of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, you get to see a lot of politics play and all of that. You know, he has been held for quite some time. The court has ordered for his release. He has not been released by the federal government. The court that
it's actually begging.
A lot of things just back and forth. Well, he came out to recently say no court can try him anymore, taking into one treaty that was signed by Nigeria and all that. we do hope the federal government and the state government in that region does things about it. Yes.
15 new high-capacity ferries will boost Lagos economy. That's coming from Sanwo-Olu. On Edo Gilbert, government APC war over attack at voters registration centers. And on the banner headline, we have my government working the talk. That's coming from the president on the 1 year in office anniversary. On membership tussle, NBA films as CJS summons FHC, Kanu CJS over conflicting orders. First anniversary, I have kept faith with my promises. That's Oboriwori. And moving on, we have another, the Nigerian Tribune here.
Alright, let's have a look at the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Kanu Emirate crisis. CJN summons Federal High Court. Kanu chief judges over conflicting judgments. Riders there says conflicting judgments have exposed legal profession to public ridicule. That's coming from the Nigerian Bar Association. Sultan of Kano State calls for just, fair resolution. 46 years after Nigeria reverts to old national anthem, Nigeria We Hail Thee, Tinubu signs bill into law. Sanwo-Olu inaugurates 15 high-capacity locally fabricated boats. Still on the front pages of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, coming from the Tantita Security Services Nigeria Limited. Congratulations are in place for Mr. President on hitting the 1 year mark. He has been identified as the strategist performer. Once again, congratulations, Mr. President. And next.
And on the final paper, The Guardian. Knox shares for Tinubu over Nigeria We Hail Thee. Some people knocks him out and some people are cheering for him. Anyways, let's see how it goes. On Emirates tussle, CJN summons FHC, Kano CJs. Nigerians classified with administration. Nigerians dissatisfied with administration targets paints off reforms. Minimum wage. On minimum wage, be considerate, minister tells organized labor. And on the front page of The Guardian, we have the felicitation, people congratulating the president on that. And finally, there is a sport news. Wow.
Alright, let's have a look at Punch Sports Extra. Federation Cup. Upsets at Sokoto United stun Eyimba. Atlanta may place 40 million euros on Lukman. Fans to Osimhen snub Saudi move. You know, a lot of persons have been coming out to grab the Nigerian wonder, the Prince of Naples, as it's called, from Napoli. Arsenal has tried to grab him. Chelsea has come for him. Now Saudi Arabia clubs are also coming for him. I think if you ask me, he should stay in Europe to achieve more and on the European front. Atalanta may place 40 million euros on Lukman. Recently, they just concluded Europa League Cup. You know, Lukman was the hero of that game, scoring a brace or an hat-trick. A hat-trick, yes. And after that, he has really, you know, moved up.
He was awarded a ball that some people are trying to get from him with good money. That
ball was identity as the man of the match.
Yes, but some people wanted to buy from him.
Of course, that's what it happened. It happened. Yeah,
with good money.
The jersey Lionel Messi used to win the World Cup was auctioned. I think it was sold at over $100,000.
What I'm saying is, this guy now, will he give out the ball or wants to keep it
No, he can decide to auction the football. It's a football. He can decide to auction it, sign on it. That is one of the perks of being a celebrity in the world, of football. Eagles camp opens Monday for World Cup qualifiers. Okay, we still have more stories on the front page of the Punch Sports Extra. Bellingham, La Liga Player of the Year. Yes, he does deserve that. I mean, he came in one season and he was a wonder already.
Proved himself.
Barcelona confirm Flick new head coach. Hansi Flick is finally the new head coach of my football club, Barcelona, and we can't wait to see the amazing things he does for the club.
What is my football club?
I don't know about you. I don't know. Are you a sports fan?
I used to,
politics.
But forever I'll belong to Arsenal anyway, bruv. Stop watching football like before.
Please, of course you will say Arsenal. How?
Sir, this is nothing wrong with prudent survey.
Because we are all learning.
Okay,
and we know that God is not just saying this to us. When we say this church, turning the church to a place of merchandise, all this calling of money, can we link it up to it?
Yes, we can. We can link it up to it. There is no bad that, okay, we want to work for God. Who can work for God, and that is okay. But to say that
2 million,
if we don't bring 2 million, the Lord is telling me that somebody has the 2 million there. If you fail to bring it, problem is going to happen to your business and all that. So
they've done it to blackmailing.
Yes. So it does not call for that. It does not call for that. When I was doing some survey of churches, even in this Lagos, I went to a church. They have their service from beginning to the end. They didn't ask for offering, even though they have the way they contributed. They didn't have the offering. Yes, and also I went to a church, and the man of God said, "The offering you are about to cast today, while you are going home."
Mr. President, because we are Democrats, I would like to put the question. The Speaker has just mentioned something that those who are below 50 years may not know much about the old national anthem. So can I put the question? Those in support that the band should lead us to sing the new national anthem adopted by both chambers of the House of Representatives and the Senate, can I hear you? Say aye. Aye. Those against, that is those who are saying we should use our voices. Can you say nay? Okay. As Democrats, the ayes have it. So may we now rise for the national anthem.
Welcome back and thank you for staying tuned. Actually, that video you watched was how the old national anthem has actually become a new national anthem, and we just have to embrace it because this administration, this is support and he has accepted to us having the old national anthem as the new national anthem. How do you feel about this piece? Because I really want to get your opinion. You know, most times we talk on this table and we are always our aim is always to balance up.
I'd like to put the question
because
the Speaker has just mentioned something that those who are below 50 years may not know much about the old national anthem. So can I put the question? Those in support that the band should lead us
has no color.
On the water.
Water has no color.
Where the water is coming from.
When the water has color, it's no longer water.
If it's the water,
national anthem adopted by both chambers.
It's no longer water.
Anyway, that was just on the light on the
okay,
talking
tell
about
me, yeah.
the old national anthem that is now the new national anthem.
Yeah.
Well, I really want to, you know, when this whole thing started from the House of Representatives, and then there was a back and forth on the whole issue, and then it passed first reading, it passed second reading, it went to the National Assembly, it passed first reading, passed second reading, passed third reading, and we're just waiting for Mr. President to assent to it for it to become law. From the onset, just as some of the House of Reps members were concerned with the impact this will have on the nation, would this really have an impact, a positive impact on the nation, taking into consideration what we are experiencing? A lot of persons have said within the past 1 year we have seen a lot that this present administration has done for the Nigerian people, done for and to the Nigerian people, and 1 year into the administration, the newest, the latest, because we've seen a lot of new things. We saw the new, we've seen the new cost of petrol, We've seen the new exchange rate that is still fluctuating here and there. We've seen the new cost of living. We've seen the new tariff for electricity. We've seen new things, and this is one of the new things as well. But a lot of Nigerians personally said we are concerned with the impact this will have on the Nigerian state. Yes, I understand where the National Assembly and the House of Reps are coming from, saying that the arise of compatriots is, does not purgate that emotion, does not really, show that identity that we are truly Nigerians. I understand all of that, but I think what we should have, done, what they should have done, just like how we got the arise of compatriots. I think that was what they should have done, what they did in 1978, or what they should have done now. 1960, this present anthem that is our new national anthem now was given to us by Nigerians. But if we're going to do progress and they want to change the national anthem, if you ask me, I would have said just the way we got the arise of compatriots, we should have done something like that. Arise of compatriots was gotten out of 5 winners from a competition, the lyrics of 5 winners from a competition, and then they brought them together and then they made it one. Why don't we do that now? What stops us from doing that again? So that we know that we are moving forward. We know that, okay, we want something that is our own.
Okay, that's one of the opinions out there. One angle. Yes. A lot of people have been giving different diverse opinions concerning this, but one thing is that there's someone at the ENSOP affair who has actually been interviewed about 2 years ago, and he made it open that he loves the former national anthem. In fact, the video resurfaced again because of this, where he said that if he becomes the president, he will actually want for that national anthem to be our main national anthem.
That's one of the reasons why the bill was quickly passed.
Exactly.
I guess that's one of
the reasons. And a lot of people, and I am one of those that believe that this is coming from the space of emotions, where you feel like this thing tells who we actually are than this one. You don't get what I'm talking about now. The president is coming from a place of emotion, because whether or not we use this one or we use the current one, whether the old one or the current one, it will still not bring down the price of bread in the market. It will not affect the price of petrol. It will not affect anything. But I think when you just love something and you think that thing, if I am judging from who the president is more of an emotional, spiritual person. Considering the fact that he said he invoked the spirit of Emiloko, he might be invoking the spirit on a lighter mode. It is the spirit of the wordings in the old national anthem. Until yesterday, I have not taken my time out to read the words from the old national anthem. But the truth is that while I saw the video of the old national anthem yesterday, only the wordings, I read through and I started thinking through that. Okay, let's imagine. My director, can you please play the national anthem, the old one now? Let's take the words one after the other. It explains how we came together, even regardless of the tribes, the language, and all, but we still have to coexist and do what we have to do as Nigerians. I think those words is worth, to me they are emotional. Like Nigeria, we hail thee, our own their native land. This is serious. Though tribes and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. You took only the brotherhood earlier. In brotherhood we stand, Nigerians all and proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol. If that truth and justice reign, if Nigerians are going to go by those words, it's more fulfilling. And then there are a lot of etiquette. What's the right word again? Another word that I think I got from this one is obligations. If you go through the words, you will see that you are more obligated as a Nigerian. if you read through it, like this and this and this, passing the flag unstained to the next generation. This flag is already stained. You get what I'm saying?
You said that yourself.
I said it. No, I'm telling you how deep I have to go through into the words while listening to it.
Yes.
So if we are going to be good people, because we have actually deviated from everything that has to be our source, from culture to religion to everything, we are living a fake life. Now if we are going to talk about it in the real sense of saying what a fake life is, Nigeria, as a matter of fact, is a fake life as we stand and speak. If we are going to use this new national anthem and follow the wordings, believe me, everybody will know that they hold this country one obligation, which is to do the right thing. You understand? But to me, it's not because the president didn't give us this because it's going to affect our economy, and that's why a lot of people think it's useless. But if you check into the wordings, it might just help 1 or 2, 3, 4 people to think straight that, okay, let's retrace our steps. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
I guess where you're coming from. Yes, there is no song, let's put it that way, because this is a song.
Of course it is.
There is no song without a message behind it.
Of course.
There's no song without,
it might just be deeper
than lyrics, a message, a sermon, something, a moral lesson to learn from.
Exactly.
There's no song without a message, like I said earlier. The message, we get it. Even from the one that we have changed, the Arise O Compatriot, we get all the messages. We've been shouting and screaming it at the top of our lungs from primary school, secondary school to date.
I don't even remember it.
Well, you might not remember it. But where I'm coming from,
I saw a video yesterday where someone, and the people were like, it's because of this guy they changed the national anthem. Did you see the video?
A lot of things have come out on this particular matter.
A lot of content.
Where I'm saying is this.
Alright.
Nigeria, the Nigerian state needs to get serious. We need to realize that despite the fact that things might not be as bad for Nigeria as it is for some other countries. Take for example Venezuela, Argentina, whose inflation rate is triple digits. Ours is just double digits. Things might not be so bad. Take Iceland, for example, currently experiencing volcanic eruptions. Things might not be so bad for Nigeria as it is for others, but it's not a thing of comparison here from one country to another. We are on different,
and we have to deal
parts
with
of the
it
country,
differently.
and we deal with our issues differently. But let's speak for Nigeria. Nigeria, I will say this and I will say it again and again. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Nigeria is too blessed to be experiencing the kind of downward spiral that we're experiencing. Yes, a lot of persons might say, look, our internally generated revenue is increasing. We are seeing richer people. But let's weigh the options. How many people are getting richer by the day by current policies,
that this administration,
by the current reforms? How many people are getting richer by the day? How many people are getting poorer by the day? How many people that think or thought that they used to, that they are in the middle class, but now taking into consideration the exchange rate, the cost of living, they have realized that they are not even in the middle class.
But that's your own.
No. It's not my own. It is. No, I'm going somewhere with this. I'm going somewhere with this.
Okay, let me let you finish.
I'm going somewhere with this. We have seen all this playing out. Nobody is saying if you want to change the national anthem, you shouldn't change it. Nobody is saying that if that is your obligation, if that is your priority,
or if you love it so much that you want it to come back, let
fine.
It come.
We don't have, look at the way Nigerians are taking the present this new updates now, the national anthem. They refer to the old one. Look at the way Nigerians are taking it. How many Nigerians are you seeing carrying placards on the street protesting that no, we don't want? Nobody is doing that. We are just looking at it like, these people don't really know. People should do what you want to do. You get? Nobody is shouting on Mr. President that, oh no, why are you changing this? No, we don't want. Nobody is. Everybody is just saying, look, that is not our problem. If that's what you want to do, fine, no wahala, but address
the pressing issues.
The pressing issues. Address them. Let us know that this is because everybody was expecting Mr. President to address the nation on 29. That was yesterday. Everybody was expecting.
June 12th is Democracy Day, so you will
address us there, right?
Yeah, you already said that.
We are waiting to see how that would come out. But what Nigerians, we know it. Let's be quite honest with ourselves.
See
what Nigerians want right now, what Nigerians are clamoring for right now, is that everything should become stable. Nigerians are no longer even crying that take us back to where you met us.
Just let it be stable.
Let it be stable.
Okay.
And let us be seeing these things. Let the minimum wage, I mean, back and forth on the minimum wage, back and forth on the exchange rate, the minister of finance and coordinating minister of the economy, Wale Edu, coming out saying he doesn't understand how he knows that for now the exchange rate is going to experience some fluctuations, the economy is going to experience some fluctuations, there's going to be ups and downs. That is the economy, we understand that, but what are you doing to balance the equation? The CBN is coming out to talk about the exchange and all of that. What are you doing? That's what we want to hear. No problem about National Assembly passing a new bill to get a new national anthem. If that is their priority, Nigerians are saying that, I think we need to checkmate ourselves. If this is the top priority of this present administration, Nigerians are saying, look, if that is your priority, fine, good. Now you've done this. Now you have reverted back to the old national anthem. Mr. President has signed it into law. We cannot complain. We cannot do anything but to, start. It will now go down to all the current school, the education system. Start teaching everybody should start learning the old national anthem. Whether you were born there or you were not born, start learning it. You understand? No problem about all of that. Nigerians don't have a problem with you. Like I always say on the show, Nigerians are such reasonable people and such understanding people that we would go with you even to the gates of hell. But as long as you tell us that transportation is fair enough, we will go with you. As long as we are seeing that light, we will pay those bills. As long as we are seeing those things that we are working tirelessly for day and night, we are seeing a Nigeria that is working. We know things will not be perfect. There's no country that is perfect. Even the superpowers in the world, Russia has its problem, China has its problem, America has its problem, Nigeria has its problem. How we deal with our problem is what Nigerians are concerned about. We have problems in this country. We have issues in this country. We have security challenges. We have economic challenges. We have health challenges. We have education challenges. How have you been addressing them so far? It's what we want to hear. Nigerians, how many Nigerians are on the streets now saying, no, we no go gree, we no go gree. Give us our old anthem. Nobody is doing all of that. Nigerians are just like so free with it and say, okay, no problem. You want us to learn the old national anthem, you want it to become, no problem, we will learn it. Thank God we are very strong people and we can do this, but address the matter on ground.
You have spoken well, but where I think I want to differ is the part that they should do, or they should tell us how they are dealing with Nigerians' problem. We have seen different reforms, even to me and some other Nigerians who believe that those reforms are not working. But what I think we should rephrase at this table is that they should go back and retrace their steps. If those reforms are not working, they should look for other means to make sure that this work. Because I would not agree that in this 1 year of their administration they have not done anything. No, they've
done a lot. They've removed subsidy, they've increased tariff, there are new taxes.
Can I just, I gave you time, please.
No, you say they've done something. They
are not redundant in the office. They remove the subsidy, their tariff that have been increased, but don't let us forget their effort to make sure they stabilize the foreign exchange and the rest, even though it seems it's not working now. But this was one of their plans to make sure that it worked. if they didn't do anything at all, that is one thing on one hand. That they tried and it's not working does not make them a failure. They can only revisit and then do the needful, maybe change the procedures or processes, or change the reform as a whole and give us what we work. But that they have not been doing anything, I don't think so.
No, but I didn't say they've not been doing anything.
And the point that you are saying they increase tariff, which is just normal. In economics, you know, once there is inflation, naturally things will go up. Of course. And once things goes up, even the government on their own side needs revenue to balance up. Not at the detriment of the citizens though. If there were policies, if these policies were working on one hand, maybe the dollar coming down due to the policies they have made concerning the dollars and the rest, if it had worked, by now we won't have dollar on the high side. You understand? That would have cautioned a lot of prices of goods in the market right now. And on that aspect, maybe people wouldn't have cried much as they are crying now. You understand? So I would advise that they should go back to their policies. Those things they have put in place that is not working, they should recheck and see how they can do it. Because no government, I tell you, no government will be in office and would want its people to suffer intentionally. You understand? If they work and one thing is not working, it is their right to go back. It is their duty to go back and check on those things and reform it. So it's not like they gave tariff, they gave this. They have done some other good works too.
Mention.
Even though,
Mention.
Of course, part of which, for me, I love their policy concerning the foreign exchange and the rest. The use of dollar, trying to curb our use of dollar. On that aspect, I love it. Even though it has not really balanced. But I believe that, according to the CBN governor, he said that we will continue to see the fluctuation of the naira against the dollar until the inflation subsides. You understand? But I believe that as economist and a person that is vast in that area, once they put their heads together, they can still come out with better policies than this one that they have given and still make things work. That is where I think that this administration.
That's what we are waiting for. That's what we are.
So I will not castigate them like maybe they are just folding their hands, or maybe what they do is just to give us hike. There are.
I'm saying that
I am not talking against what you are. Please let's understand each other. I am not talking against what you have said. Of course, you have spoken well, you have stated it properly. But what I'm saying on my own side is that some of these policies that they initiated with pure heart that, okay, let's do this will work. Most of those things are not working. Where I want to see them work again is revisiting those things, revisiting those reforms and policies, and make sure that they work. Maybe they can tilt it to another procedures or process and make sure that things come back around. And for the national anthem, if I was the president, if I have the opportunity to become the president of Nigeria, of course you will see my traits in some things. It's natural. If a new general manager comes into a firm, of course you will see the traits of who that person is in the administration of such company. Do you understand? So we already know where this national anthem is coming from. He has loved it. So I think he did this for his own love for the national anthem, not for the nation. So let's see. Maybe
for his own love and not for the nation.
I
would not agree with that statement.
I am saying because
whether or not it is his
for his own love. Because for me, I don't see the reason why we should change the national anthem.
If it's for his own love,
yeah.
Because as a president, you are not a president for yourself. You are not ruling yourself and your household.
If the National Assembly has agreed on him with that, they are the lawmakers. If they had said no, we don't need this at this time, even though the national anthem, he has said it 2 years ago that he loved it, but if the National Assembly did not agree with him to bring it to life, he has no choice. He would rather be singing the national anthem in his mind when we are singing our own. You understand? But these people have already backed him up. What can we do?
Every decision of an administration affects the entire people in that administration. Not just those at the helm of affairs, but also those that are below the helm of affairs.
But thank God this is harmless.
Working. No, this is harmless. Yes, that's why I said how many Nigerians have you seen on the road protesting against? It is harmless. Yes, but
there might be, because anything government does these days, there might be some, I don't know. But as far as what we are seeing glaring, at us, staring at us now.
Well,
the national anthem is harmless.
The more you see, the less you know.
Exactly. The national anthem is harmless.
It's harmless, yes. Yeah. The only thing I'm saying is this president's administration just needs to, you know, like you've always been saying that yes, they are addressing the issues. They are addressing the issues. I'm saying they should come out and let us know, let Nigerians know that okay, this is what we have been doing so far. This is how we are working.
It's on the 1 year statement. Have you not seen it? It's there. Have you not been reading the papers? They put all these things out. They put out all these policies. We are going on a break. When we come back, we have a story concerning the Emir Toso in Kano State, and then maybe we'll talk concerning the 1 year administration, summary of the 1 year in administration of the current President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Thank you for staying tuned. The Amiato Soid Kano State is already a decaying situation. It's decaying daily by daily. Well, it's deteriorating. A lot of issues, protests here and there, and to make things worse, the judicial system is adding insults upon injury. I don't know. Is it that we have conflicting laws, that the federal cannot agree with the state, or the state has an isolation on its own? I don't get.
You see, when it comes to the judiciary in Nigeria, we've been seeing a whole lot of, discrepancies, disagreements, back and forth. This one will say this, this one will say this. We saw it with
during Kogi, Yahaya Bello and
EFCC. You understand? We saw that. I think the Nigerian judiciary system, even the NBA, the Nigerian Bar Association, has come out to say what's happening in Kano State is a disgrace to the association. Because why would, we are grateful that the Chief Justice of Nigeria,
already
Justice Olukayode Ariwoola, summoned the Chief Judges of the Federal High Court and the Kano State High Court in response to the recent legal turmoil surrounding the Kano Emirate. This summon follows the issuance of conflicting interim injunctions by the two courts, which have created significant uncertainty and tensions within the state. First of all, let's start from the root problem. You see, politics right now in Nigeria is making a mockery of our traditional rulers. Not just democracy, not democracy. The traditional system, the traditional ruling system that we have in Nigeria. Because why would you have a law that states that the governor of a state has the power to determine who becomes the traditional ruler of a state? I don't know if you get where I'm coming from. Of course. Like I said the last time, what's happening in Kano State cannot happen in Benin.
And of course, that law alone has given the governor's power to dethrone anyone they don't like.
Many a time I say, the constitution, the power given to the executive governor of a state is almost as powerful as the power given to the executive president of the entire nation. When everybody is always shouting Tinubu, look at that your governor.
Exactly.
Because the president, we saw when Mr. President came out to say, we have given you people the money to pay wage awards. Why are you not paying?
And if he had not made that statement, a lot of governors would not have paid that money. They would have embezzled it.
Even with the minimum wage back and forth, the tripartite committee, the 7-man tripartite committee that governors are meant to be there. How many governors do we see come for those meetings? You see, these are governors. They are still I don't want to call them a bone in the neck of each of the states somehow, because we have governors that are working well. We have governors that are doing well, so let's not generalize it. But you see the one going on in Kano State right now, it is just a thing of personal interest.
Exactly.
Ganduje removed Sanusi. Abba Yusuf came. Ganduje removed Sanusi and placed it and shared the Emirates into 4 and made Bayero like the head emir. We have other emirs as well in the 4 Emirates in Kano State. Abba Yusuf has come and said, you know what, that one is your own, I'm doing my own. The 4 of you leave.
Because the law already gave the power to the governor to do whatever he wants with the Emirates.
And it is quite sad, because these traditional rulers are supposed to be, in fact, they are like the ones that are as close to the people. So you see, as the local governors.
You see, when I said that any river that forgets its source would get dried up. These were traditional rulers that were they were the custodian of law right from day one, before democracy and everything. See how politicians have made them take the back seat. They have been relegated to the back seat.
They have sold. I would say they have sold their rights.
No, education played trick on them, because when politics was rising, they were called. this thing is ours, let's do this thing together. You get your own, I get. So it's just something that they add. No, the same way colonial masters colonized us. Like, take this my chair, shiny one. You give me, I'll give you this one. You don't get.
I get
the same way politicians actually cajoled all these traditional rulers. It's already a mess today, and they have to bear it. But one thing I know is that even the politicians themselves one day will live to regret it, because we are actually no longer on our source. We have forgotten everything. This is a case that they can easily trace back to the traditional culture. What does culture say about this? What does the law of culture says about this? How do we settle this and restore peace in the entirety of Kano State and make things work well? But here are people trying to fight against each other, power tussle here and there. I am above you, you are above me, and at the end of the day, until there is an anarchy, state of anarchy in Kano State, and everybody will start complaining.
Bayero going to the Federal High Court to get an interim injunction to remove Sanusi as the mayor. Sanusi is going to the State High Court to get an interim injunction. And the annoying thing is, our judiciary.
It's helping them.
You see, the judiciary is the third arm of government that should help the common man correct their mistakes. And then, if politicians are busy interpreting the law anyhow they want, pushing people to suit themselves, their own interest, the judiciary should stand up and say no. This is not how it works.
Imagine, because
this is the law,
Bayero knows that the governor is against him, and he wants Sanusi. He went to the federal government,
and the Federal High Court,
Sanusi went to state because the state is on his side right now.
The Federal High Court says, I mean, when you look at issues like this, I think for me, the judiciary shouldn't have, put themselves in the eye of the needle, the way it is right now.
It is right
because now, everybody is now saying the judiciary is one problem.
Of course,
it's one of the major problems in Kano State, and it's not supposed to be so.
And this is high time that I think that they are supposed to revisit that singular law that is the beginning of these girls. Check it. How can a state